Welcome back. This is Newsfile. It's your most authoritative news analysis platform. And earlier we had Alfred Cheyebua, Deputy Attorney General and Deputy Minister for Justice. Presently, we have in the studio Bobby Banson. He's a lawyer and author of legal text. Also, Daniel Korang, lawyer and author of legal text. We have Mary Adam, Programs Manager, GII, and Suleiman Abrahima, Executive Director, Media Foundation for West Africa. This show is brought to you by Bank of Africa, strong as a group and close as a partner, MTN everywhere you go. Star Assurance, your solid partner. Ashesi University, educating ethical and entrepreneurial leaders for Africa. Robert & Sons Optical Services, your comprehensive eye care service provider for 31 years. Duraplus, how you get your water matters. Remember, wherever Duraplus goes, water flows. St. Thomas Eye Hospital, providing excellence in eye care. Haptel, everything you. Niue Insurance, dial *165# on the MTN to join. Magdan Aviation, your dependable private aviation request solved. And as we told you, the election headquarters, you had a bit of what to expect. This morning before Newsfile started, the election headquarters will take over right after Newsfile and bring you uninterrupted, comprehensive coverage of the NDC's national executive elections going on right now in Accra. Now, let's ask this question, if we have an answer to it. The NDC went to court over the election of 2020, and their claim was that the declaration, there were issues with the declaration. So they sought, among other things, from the court, a declaration that Mrs. Jean Mensah, chairperson of the Electoral Commission and returning officer of the elections held on 7th December, was in breach of our Constitution, Article 63.3, in the declaration that she made on the 9th of December 2020 in respect of the presidential elections that was held on the 7th of December 2020. They said that they needed a declaration that, based on the data contained in the declaration made by Jean Mensah, no candidate satisfied the requirement of Article 63.3 of the 1992 Constitution to be elected as president. No candidate got 50+1. A declaration that, the purported declaration that was made on the 9th of December of the results of the presidential elections by Jean Mensah is unconstitutional, null and void. And then they had another declaration asking for annulment of that declaration. Well, the Supreme Court heard the matter and unanimously dismissed their petition. And the Supreme Court, Jean Mensah, have taken a lot of flack for what happened. Today, this is what Esiedu Nketia has been saying. Should there be any implications? That's the question. Listen to Esiedu Nketia again.
I know that your coalition, the system of the bus, a robust and strong fire coalition. Your coalition 5 regions now, or say, are crashing.
He told us the system was strong and robust. However, after collating the results for 5 regions, the system crashed.
Results, at the right time, said that the challenge the track. And so, here on the
that was why we didn't have the results at the right time to challenge the Electoral Commission's results. And then we said we wanted to collate the figures manually. Together with a team of university students, Griffiths again failed to do a good job.
Say, or you're prepared to resign as our national chair.
Ofosu Ampofo said he was ready to step down as leader of the party if we don't appoint Griffiths as the director of IT.
The appointing director of IT. Griffiths, no. Or no, say Griffiths, ne, Baumia.
Akamba during the meeting mentioned that the person to be appointed as the director of IT has some underhand dealings with Vice President Bawumia, and that the party has to be extremely careful in handing over its election collation mission to him.
All right. So I said Nketiah had, just said that even Chachuchi Keta was seeking to ditch them because they didn't have evidence to mount the petition, among other things. You were one of those who spent time on the multimedia platform analyzing the election petition from start to finish. What does this confession say to you?
Two things. Vindication on what some of us said. The moment the petition was filed, we saw the exhibit they had attached. On the platform, we had said that this does not meet the standard of proving on the balance of probability, more so in such a sensitive dispute as election of a president. Secondly, it also goes to show very, very sadly the fact that there is little integrity in our political discourse. I mean, for the General Secretary of the party, who stood in the box, in the dock, swore an oath to speak the truth, nothing but the whole truth, and yet knew at the time he was swearing this oath that they didn't have any evidence to back their claims. Are we aware that lying under oath in a civil suit can constitute the criminal offense of perjury? And the fact that the person who held the highest office as president in the past went on this tangent of bastardizing, calling them unanimous FC and what have you. I mean, nobody says that you should always win or you should always lose. But when you knew that you didn't have the evidence in support of your case, and you still to satisfy the cravings of your masses, go and spend time in the court and let everybody know that you won the case. But for some political interference with the judiciary, particularly mentioning the Chief Justice, dragging his name into disrepute in such matters when you knew that you did not have a case. Where is your integrity, Mr. Zedun Nketiah? Where is your integrity, the NDC?
We have run out of time, but check this. The respondents sought to fight this case and told the court that it's frivolous. Throw it out. Preliminary objection. Yes. Don't even let us go into the details at all because this is a frivolous case. Throw it out. What did the court say?
They said they were interested in going to the merits.
They said it was not frivolous.
They were giving them an opportunity to bring the evidence they had.
They said, having carefully considered the pleadings, especially the constitutional provisions referred to and the issues raised by the parties, it is our view that this petition is not incontestably bad in law or frivolous and vexatious such that it ought to be summarily dismissed.
So they gave them the opportunity. Bring the evidence that you had. It is obvious their whole strategy in the case was to rely on the evidence of the Electoral Commissioner. And every person who...
What should happen? What should happen now?
I think that the Attorney General, for the sake of letting people know that our law should be respected, should consider the offense of perjury. Okay. Because he lied under oath.
Charges.
Oh, yes. And there's no time limit.
Daniel, what do you say?
And the criminal law expert is here.
And when the Supreme Court finished,
yes,
I had certain views. Some people did not agree with me. When the Supreme Court finished, and they said, we accordingly dismiss this petition as having no merit. Yes. I said, it was a preliminary objection that they should have upheld. If you said the preliminary objection was not badly incontestable, why do you come back after and tell us that it is of no merit, so you have dismissed it? They should have dismissed the case at the beginning, not waste anybody's time.
Yes, that is a reasonable thinking. But, you know, election petitions are very sensitive processes. And so when you dismiss it at the preliminary stage, we lawyers might understand, but the masses may not. And that might cast a slur on the judiciary. So it was just one of the things they do often, to say that let's give this petitioners the opportunity to present to us all the evidence they may have. You know, sometimes in civil matters, you might go to court without even having to completely assemble all your evidence. So in the process of the trial, you can assemble and then bring them later. So what the Supreme Court did was to allow NDC to come with all the evidence to prove their case.
And they wanted to use the NDC boss to prove their case.
But I will say that what happened in 2020 election petition was a big shame to the NDC, and that they owe Ghanaians an unqualified apology. This audio having leaked, NDC must come publicly to say that we are sorry, Ghanaians, for deceiving you.
All right. I'm sorry, my other guest. I'm unable to come to you because by my production, our time is up. Suleiman Ibrahima, Executive Director, Media Foundation for West Africa, thank you very much for your time. Mary Ada, thank you very much for your time. Daniel Krang, lawyer and author, and Bobby Bansing, lawyer and author. I've displayed all their books on this platform. You should look at them. This is the latest that we are running after for civil prosecution. MFA Apau is on the line, joining us from the stadium where the main action is going on. So she's taking over from us. Thank you all very much. And my outfit, as always, is by Habil's Couture. MFA, what's going on? I wish to be where you are right now. The whole action is right there.